Hello everyone and welcome back to Donut Like, Donut Read and the month before time.
Oh my goodness.
I'm Clemens, with me today are John.
Greetings, normies.
Julius.
Hey.
And special guest Bob.
Hey kids, how's it going?
Yeah, and Tyran ate Lexi. You might hear her in the background, but that's just your imagination running wild. So
Yeah, for
we
sure.
really need to finish the story before more of us get eaten.
Really? I thought you got
for real.
asteroided.
Tyran has been hungry. Yeah, we actually, because you only get to see the videos, you don't get to see the editor's notes at the end of the video. That's like not part of the recording. But during those parts, Tyran comes in and eats most of us. We have a big conversation. Oh no, Tyran, and he's like, "Oh, I'm hungry." Oh, blah blah blah, and then he eats us. Yeah.
Now you may be wondering, how the heck do we come back to life after being eaten? Let's just say Rouge has connections. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
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 You have to watch the video of our imaginary life because that explains how we are immortal.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? You know what? Thank you for that. That
Should we have an imagine?
card in the
Should
corner.
we have a lore episode?
Oh my god, you're gonna need to update it all the time.
The reason
I think
why
it's
we
better if
always,
somebody else needs to keep track of your lore.
The reason why we always come back is because after we die, we go. After faking my death, da 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 da. It's just like in Friday
Oh,
Friday
I see.
Night.
You just say that.
We
Okay,
just
great.
Say, we just say, I just faked my own death.
You just retcon your own death.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Hey
great.
guys, it's me, True Blood 39, and I'm gonna crash my own funeral.
I would love the idea of somebody who's like so in love with that like Tom Sawyer crash your own funeral thing. They're doing it over and over till less and less people are showing up at the funeral, and then it's just them sitting at their own empty casket going, "I got everybody. Hey, where is everybody?"
Okay,
It's amazing.
we are on
Sorry.
chapter 6. The Truth of Tyran and Hello Harp. Sorry for not pronouncing the names right.
Well, now
Absolutely
it's,
horrible.
Well, he was
chapter
supposed to be a Tyranno, but now he's Tyrono.
Torono.
He turned into a completely different character there.
Yeah, the truth of Torono and Hello Harp.
He's
Bad,
just
horrible chapter title.
He's just Tyran, but if you're a pterodactyl, nothing else changes.
I gotta here's a little piece of writing advice for literally anybody. If you're writing a chapter title and you want to do an and something else as part of your chapter title, you probably shouldn't. Your chapter title should be about one thing. It shouldn't be about two things. This is the truth of Toronto and Hello Harp is two things. You don't need it to be about two things. More importantly, Hello Harp is just an introduction to a character. You do not need to title your chapter that you're going to introduce us to a character. That's fine. We can meet characters whenever we like.
Yeah, but let's see if the author's note gives it an alternative
Okay.
chapter title.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Tyran the Sharptooth. I do not own the land before time, but Tyran is my character. Chapter 6, or Hello Harp.
You went with the worst title. Got it.
We have 3 titles now. Hooray!
In the morning, Tyran decides to explore and spots an egg stealer trying to steal an egg.
Classic egg stealer.
Tyran shakes his head and walks over, roars and chases after the stealer.
Uh-huh.
The stealer runs towards the woods, but another dinosaur steps out, spots the two, and tackles him, snapping the stealer's neck.
Oh my god!
Straight up.
Oh!
Wait, who does she tackle? Because it says she tackles
the Steelers.
him, snapping the Steelers'
Multiple
neck, which
Steelers,
was,
I guess.
But wouldn't
Well,
that...
maybe she tackled. I mean,
guess.
it's possible she like jokingly tackled Tyran, and then along the way just like stepped on the Steeler's neck and just
I guess,
killed
yeah.
him. Like, ha ha ha! I'm a Sharptooth, and you're just like a little runt crushed underfoot.
Yeah.
But what is
That's
the egg? Is the egg-
insane. He just casually
That's not.
that's not her. It's just like egg
that's-
stealer.
Go on, you first.
The vibe of snapping a neck is just so different than like the fun nature of A Land Before Time.
Yeah, why can't they drop a boulder on his head like civilized people?
Why can't they asteroid him like a normal dino? Just or let him run away. I don't know.
Why can't
He
we
was
have
already
just-
leaving.
Why can't whatever happened to the classic death of them falling off a cliff while gazing up at the sky in horror as they realize they're about to die? Whatever happened to that?
Yeah, whatever
what's
happened to him
happened-
standing over a cliff and then holding up a sign that says "Rut-row" and then falling down and going, "Whee!" Whatever happened to that?
For
The woke
reference,
mob
actually-
has destroyed that kind of death.
reference, I was referring to like the Stone Cold Fire when it's like Petru's uncle like flashed back and one of them just the cliff fell under and one of the diners just fell to their doom.
Oh my god. Yeah, see, I feel like that's a lot more child-friendly than snapping a neck. Especially when you add a
horrifying,
cake
goddamn.
to the neck.
It's still horrifying. We're
Yeah,
seeing a song all of a sudden.
snapping a Steelers connect.
Wait,
Just
hold on.
take a page out of the Enderman Skull book and have characters fall off cliffs. That's the best thing you can do in your fanfic, always.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if it's not Land Before Time, even if it's not like based on
In
history,
general-
just
in
have
general,
characters
if-
fall off cliffs.
In
It
general,
always works.
the beauty of gravity is that it's always there. So if you need to kill off a character, you can always have them fall off a cliff. You know, sometimes you just don't need the character anymore, so just have them fall off a cliff.
And the thing of asteroids that eventually it will make another cliff. So like both.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? And you know what? If you need that character again, you can just have them walk back on screen and say, "I faked my death, and now I'm back."
After faking his
After
death,
faking
the
my
Exeter
death
came
via
back.
cliff, I'm back. Thanks. I'm Tyran. Who are you?
I mean, technically
Technically, you could do who are.
The other raptor smiles at him.
I'm Harp Tyran.
The first time I read that, I thought that was her last name. That's
Tyran,
If it isn't
Tyran, and Harp Tyran.
yeah.
If it isn't my
That's a
long lost
Tyran
twin,
siblings.
if it isn't my long lost twin cousin Tyran.
Twin cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
My twin
wait,
step cousin. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for someone with a last name Clement, so I know they are my love interest.
Yeah. I mean, anytime any of my friends get married, I always say I would be honored if you guys took my name. And I always offer. No one's ever taken me up, but I always offer both my first and my last name. I think it would be really wonderful if two people got married and then afterwards they were both named Bob SDC.
You know, back in medieval Earth.
When
Never mind.
when I get married, I will ask you if me and my bride can take the last name Blank Tester.
You're absolutely welcome to, as long as you keep it lowercase. That's my only
Yes.
request.
Also, full disclosure,
that'd be
I blatantly stole that joke from a Monkey Jones video. that twin cousin thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all right. I think Connor might have done the same thing back in a Steel Donut video.
I recently watched an old True Bloods video, and I think there was my adopted twin.
Oh yeah, he says his twin step cousin, I think.
Tyran's jaw drops.
Right, okay.
Ooga!
How did you know my name?
Humming.
Finally,
And we were just talking about-
boobies.
And we were just talking about gravity. We were just
Been
talking
waiting
about
all this time.
we were just talking about gravity and Looney Tunes. So what a perfect segue.
Yeah.
Harp giggles at him.
Not very experienced around females, are you? Not a question.
That's so sad.
Females.
See, the thing about females.
Tyran nervously chuckles.
You're the first I've been around by herself, anyway. That's not true. Earlier in this story, he wrote that like 4 years ago. The others were usually already taken too. Usually,
I guess he's referring to females of his species. Like,
yeah.
So
yeah,
Ellie doesn't count. Thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she did, Tyran,
I guess.
I would ask Tyran to take a seat and ask him about these texts.
That's fair. Yeah.
Hab smiles at him again.
Well, I'm not so ya want me.
Wow.
What?
Tyran makes a shocked face.
That's the fantasy. That's the male fantasy right there. That you're not gonna have to put literally any effort at all into acquiring attention or love from another person. That you can just stand there and say, "I exist," and she'll walk up to you and be like, "You want me?"
Hey,
that's the male fantasy in a nutshell.
no, trust me. The male fantasy.
Like I should say the toxic male fantasy.
No, the toxic male fantasy is just like you exist in. Trust me, as a fan of anime myself, the toxic male fantasy is just you exist and all of a sudden the women want you. That's it.
Yeah,
At least
exactly.
she's asking
I
permission.
just want a woman who loves me for being a male of her species.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, people don't interrogate this. Well, I guess people. Well, it doesn't matter. This is where society is. And honestly, it's crazy to me that he's written this. Well, I guess it's not that crazy, but it's like he wrote this in like whatever year this was. Chapter 6 was probably written in like 2006 or something. So like 20 years ago, the fantasy was exactly the same as it is today.
Hey, Tyran. Littlefoot and Ali come over.
Oh, good.
Who's this?
I'm Harp, you guys, Tyran's friends.
Acquaintances right now. Oh, wait, this is acquaintances right now. Only known them for a day. For Ali, and I'm not sure if I'm exactly friendship material for leaf eaters. All that much.
And what is? And
I don't know. You know what?
To
To be fair, let's be totally fair to Tyran. Let's be totally fair to Tyran. He's right that he might not be a great friend to leaf eaters.
And yet, he just decided he was gonna protect this random girl.
Yeah, that's true. That's part of why he's not a great friend.
He's a protector. He's a great protector.
His
Terrible
lack of communication. He's an okay protector.
He defended the guy against a big strong dinosaur and got knocked out, and they handled it off screen.
Yeah.
He's not that good.
Yeah.
Then again, we always gotta give credit for self-insert OCs losing. No,
Is that credit?
We gave. I don't know.
I don't know if credit's the right word. I think just notice. You can
I
notice
think credit
that it
in the
happened.
sense that they didn't go the obvious route and have them win every time, I guess.
I guess.
Don't be silly, Tyran. Of course, you are our friend, and Harp is too now.
Thanks. Oh wait, no, that's Harp.
Because of course.
Well, it could be.
Is
anybody.
it?
Thanks.
Could be.
No problem. You find an ex-dealer?
Yeah, she killed him, but I had chased him.
If you think about it, I did the important part.
You guys want to see a dead body?
Now, Tyran, we are meeting to put our plan to stop Tyran. Fuck. To walk, meet up with us later. Both leave.
Oh yeah. Bye.
Who?
Who's Tyranno?
Bye, bitch.
He was. Who is saying this? Is this?
It has to
Tyran?
be Tyran because the others
Okay.
left, I guess.
Oh,
but it's
I guess, yeah,
Petri
okay.
grammar.
I'm stupid.
No, it is
I'm
Tyran.
He was
stupid.
fired.
That's Tyranno. That's
I met him.
That's Petrie's uncle. God damn it. That's who Tyranno is.
Oh,
God damn it, I
okay.
forgot.
Oh, you
Gotcha.
didn't know?
Big asshole. Okay, got it. He was flyer. I met him yesterday. The fool thought I'd join him.
Was? The fool?
I convinced him to trust me, and when he tried to shake my claw to settle the agreement, I instead clipped his wings and then threw him into some sinking sand.
Did
that happen?
No.
Am I misremembering? When did this happen?
Nope.
Why didn't you write that story?
I edited the part yesterday. I don't remember this.
I guess you did it off screen.
It's not.
This is my favorite kind of story. A frame story where you don't actually tell the story of the interesting thing that happened. You tell us the aftermath of it.
I mean, that's basically also the dinosaur story at the end.
I mean, it's like, what is more impressive? Me telling you and holding my hands up, so far apart and saying, I caught a fish this big, or you reading about me holding my hands up and saying, I caught a fish this big. Is either of those more exciting than seeing the fish?
But don't worry, Tyran's gonna show up and he's gonna say, after faking my death, I am now ready to take over the Great Valley.
Yeah, he faked his death by falling off a cliff, and nobody noticed that he can just fly away.
Life hack.
It's like, well, that's good. Now he's dead. Yeah, life hack. Grow wings on the fall down.
Hart begins to laugh.
Very funny. We better eat this guy before he rots. Except he's in sinking sand. What do you mean?
No. The one that broke his neck earlier.
She's referring to the egg stealer.
They just killed him.
Gotta get him in the ground before he starts to smell.
Okay, wait a minute.
What a transition.
I just want to...
We killed him. I'm starving.
Play this a little bit. So John and I are... Hold on. John and I are going to be Sharpteeth in this little role play. Clemens, Julius, you guys are long necks, like Littlefoot and Allie. Where in our society do the egg stealers who we feel comfortable just murdering, where do they land? In our societal role play. What role do they play in
subhuman
in society? Well, they're all dinos.
Sub-dino, I guess.
I guess. Is it really? It's not even might makes right. It's size makes right.
I guess.
Like, because Tyran is the same size as the longnecks, they're both on equal moral footing.
Don't forget, he's not a tyrannosaur. He's only a raptor. Even though his name is Tyran.
He's approximately the same size as Littlefoot and Allie, right? He's like close to their size.
I guess, yeah.
Right? And so like because they are similar sizes, they are of similar moral weight. And larger dinos have more moral weight to him, and smaller ones are just pests. Even though he was smaller not that long ago, anything smaller than him is a pest.
Is that?
Yeah, as long as you don't eat anybody from the herd, they have no value. You can eat them.
Wait,
I guess.
hang on.
It seems to be.
Is it relative for dinosaur size? If you're a Tyrannosaurus, does that mean everything is sub-dino to you?
I think so. Yeah, I think
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you believe Tyran's moral system, I think so. Yeah, and it seems like Harp also follows this moral system. Size makes right.
Tyran nods his head and they begin eating the dead egg stealer.
Sorry, so does that mean Petrie is considered a pest too in his moral code?
I consider Petrie a pest. Even back when I watched the movies as a child, I considered Petrie a pest. Petrie was a pest back then. You could have edited Petrie out of every one of those movies, and I wouldn't have noticed, or I would have thought it was better.
But don't you remember the scene where remember the scene where he said something with bad grammar?
Yeah. and then they all fell off a cliff.
Remember when he almost died to the T-Rex?
Imagine like they keep having characters come back after falling off cliffs, and finally to like finish off a character, you see them fall off a cliff, and as they're falling, an asteroid comes in and smashes into the side of the cliff. You know, and you're like, okay, they're dead. They are for sure dead.
I have an idea to game the algorithm. We put a thumbnail Jonas in the middle and 20 guys around him, and the title is One Rogue Petri Defender versus 20 Rescue Tyran stands.
Wait, hang on. So
I gotta clarify though, we're talking about Petri, not about Petra. We stand Petra, we hate Petri.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there arguing. Okay. I'm like, they're like, so you think Petri is also a pest? And I'm like, yeah, Petri's a pest. And then everybody starts sticking their paddles in the air, like, oh, I want to get in there.
Wait, hang on a second. I gotta say this.
I meant Terra, whatever.
Hold on. If we're going by the logic of size makes right, that must make asteroids a single like arbiters of morality.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's why they're allowed to kill everybody.
Think that you're bad. That's it.
The asteroids thought they were all bad. Yeah, the asteroid decided they were all bad.
Okay, I will edit the wiki how to survive a comet hitting Earth, and I will just say, just die, the comet has the right of it.
Yeah, I mean, once the comet's decided that you're done for, it's kind of over for you.
It would be immoral to go against the...
Yeah, it's literally written in stone. If you want to see why, you need to fly up to the comet and read on the side of the comet what the problems that you did were. They're hitting you with your complaints. They're literally throwing the book at you.
When the children yearn for asteroids, they yearn for justice. The adults don't want justice in this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
you can build a whole religion around that.
To celebrate the end of Dinosaur Month, we will fling an asteroid against Earth.
You should... I was going to say you should asteroid the channel. Maybe make a post a video of like an asteroid hitting the camera. And then...
An actual asteroid will hit Earth, and written on the asteroid is a link to our YouTube page.
Yeah, perfect. Subscribe.
After eating Tyran walks towards where he assumes their meeting hub following.
Man, wow. What a lack of comma can do.
What a bad sentence. After eating Tyran, Tyran walks towards where he assumes wrong there. Wow. Bad. Horrible sentence. Okay, anyway. Who's saying this?
So good you two are here now. We can put our plan into action.
Like you need a plan, though.
Huh? What do you mean?
Not to be mean, but to Petri. But I had to do what was necessary so we wouldn't have to worry about him.
Did you take Petri out?
What are you talking about?
Good of her hurt? Did you carry the weakest member?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I misread that. Not to be mean to Petri, but I had to do what was necessary so we wouldn't have to worry about him. There you go. There. That sucks. That was...
Oh, God.
That was a bad... What do you mean, not to be mean to Petri?
Oh, God.
Can I have this line?
They had to kill Petri's uncle.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
What you talking about?
That's a great voice.
Tyran basically said...
You should use that
Tyran basically saying he had to kill...
No, wait, shouldn't that be Hart saying this? Because she's the only one who knows.
I haven't had any lines.
Tyran basically saying he had to kill Tyran basically is saying he had to kill Tyrono when he met him.
At this, everyone becomes shocked and
mind.
Petrie begins to sob, Ducky trying to soothe him.
Actually, now that I think about it, they had to kill off Tyranno. They wanted to...
That's the more I'm thinking about it. The more I'm thinking about it, the funnier it becomes. So the main characters of Land Before Time come to this OC and say, we have a plan to take care of this asshole in our group. And he says, bet, I already killed him. And it didn't even happen in the story. It happened off screen. In between chapters. Who gets to see?
It had to be...
So the purpose of telling a story is to convey the cool things you want in the story. But in this case, we're only hearing about the aftermath of it. So
Well, no,
what's
the cool thing is him telling those children
I
exactly
guess.
how he killed that guy.
Okay, that's the
Listen,
cool part. Got it.
It had to be done. You have
Now
to
I'm on
understand
board.
this. Tyranno sought to take control over an asteroid so he could become the arbiter of morality. He had to be taken out.
Yeah. But that all happened off screen, and Tyran had to kill him. And the cool part is him telling these kids about it. Okay, I'm on board again. Continue.
For sure.
Okay, did you say why did you do that?
Why did you do that? Finally, I have my one line.
I'm sorry, but it was
Why
necessary.
did you do that?
Because I'm sorry, but it was necessary. And besides, I didn't want to seem weak for not killing someone who should have died long ago.
I didn't want to seem
What?
weak, so I killed this guy with.
I killed your
all
uncle. I
anyone's
murdered your
consent.
uncle. He was coming up at me. I murked him. And everybody here knows I should have done it ages ago.
I should have
cry.
done it, even
Stop.
though I didn't knew him back then.
Oh my god, Petrie, why are you crying? Ugh.
Why are you having
What is her
connections
problem?
to your
Oh.
family? God.
You're having such a big reaction, I don't know what to do with that, okay?
You're
I don't
such
know
a
what to-
drama queen.
Yeah. I killed one dude. Ugh. I didn't want to seem
so much for
weak!
being-
What am I supposed to do?
So much for being a good dinosaur that doesn't
Yeah,
kill
so much for the
dinos.
tolerant left. Yeah, so much for the tolerant left.
Petrie runs off, Ducky following. Tyran sighs and walks off.
Later, guys. And one other thing, what I did is why I assumed us to be only acquaintances.
What is this turn? You were friends with them one chapter ago. Now this is just brought up?
It's
Become someone's wingman, go to their home, kill a guy, refuse to elaborate, leave.
Didn't he say he was there to protect the herd?
Also,
Well, no,
where the
they're
hell
in the
is
Great
Alan?
West
She should have
Valley,
been here
so
by
it doesn't
now.
matter anymore.
Right,
There's
but-
no need for that
No,
anymore.
I mean, what? No, I mean, where's?
He
where's her presence in the story? You know what I'm saying? She should have been here by now. That should have been thing one.
Oh.
Sort of.
Yeah, well,
You know, sort
Ellie,
of like,
I guess she's. I guess she's.
she's
like,
somewhere
in
here with the group.
She's just
Yeah, at
not
the end of the
relevant
paragraph,
anymore.
she's around here. But what is she doing with the... I don't know. She's just kind of hanging out. Tyran is much more important, and hearing about it
Yeah.
is way more important.
I mean, he's the guy who the story is named after. What are you complaining about?
yeah.
It's what makes
Yeah,
sense.
every time Littlefoot and Allie feel a little bit like, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm that important in this story, they look up and they see the title of the story floating in the sky, and they see it says Tyran, so they're like, okay, well, we better take a back seat. You know?
Littlefoot walks up to Tyran and is like, hey, I haven't seen Allie in a while, and Tyran is just like, well, I didn't want to seem weak.
Yeah. She asked me if I knew where the drinking hole was, and I didn't know, so I ripped her throat out. Get over it. That's why we're acquaintances.
I got
Tyran
lost,
and
but someone gave me
Poppy.
directions, so I killed him. I didn't want to be weak.
Oh my god, I love this conversation.
So now what, Littlefoot? Well, we have to forget the plan, but we can do something with our loved ones if we want right now.
We want. What? Wait, there was
Well, thank you for giving me the
thinking of-
permission, Littlefoot.
They had a plan to get rid of Petrie's Uncle Toronto, and he's already dead. That's awesome. That's so good. I love it when a writer writes the conflict out of the story. Like, okay, our main character already took care of it. Got it. Great.
Yeah, remember Land Before Time 12, where they were like, oh no, we have to stop evil bad dude, and it's a 30-minute planning montage, and then Tyran walks up and says, yeah, I killed him.
Yeah, I
didn't want to
actually
see
already,
him."
while you guys were planning, I murdered him. Asteroided that bitch so fast, you wouldn't even believe.
Yeah, he had a fatal weakness. He can't live if you rip his throat off.
Yeah, it turns out dumb bitch can't breathe sand.
The fourth movie would have been better if they came up with the plan to save Littlefoot's grandpa and go to the, like, whatever it was called, the Fog Valley or whatever, and then Tyran walked up to them and was like, yeah, actually, I already killed your grandpa. I ended his suffering. It was the only thing I could do, and I didn't want to seem weak.
You'd be
first
surprised
movie
how
would have
many
been-
members of this herd are not able to breathe sand.
The first movie, the first Land Before Time, would have been a cinematic masterpiece that would last for centuries if they had planned to kill a Sharpteeth, but then Tyran was just like, oh yeah, by the way, I killed him, and I found Sarah too. 'Cause why not?
Yeah. I resolved
Third
the plot
movie
off
would have
screen.
been better if they were like, man, these hip and this gang are bullying us. Maybe we should do something about it. And then Tyran came up and said, I already murdered all of them. And their parents too.
The chipmunks train for 2 months. They play Not Afraid. They go into the gym, and Tyran is like, yeah, I already killed the bullies 2 months ago.
Lord of the Rings would have
I love that part.
much better.
I was literally about to say, I love the part in Lord of the Rings where Frodo is in Minas Tirith and he feels on his neck and he can't find the ring, and then Tyran shows up and is like, oh, that ring? I already threw it in Mount Doom.
I also killed Sauron with my...
Yeah, I killed Sauron and flew an eagle back here. You guys ready to go?
Want to go to the prancing pony?
So helpful when an OC
I hear
shows
season
up
of
to
Isle of
resolve the
Springs.
plot off screen. Yeah.
That would be a good choice. Ducky could comfort Petrie. Tyran might become a little more friendly because of her, and we could just be with our loved one.
Yeah.
Everyone else agrees and separate. I'll go tell Ducky and Petrie when we can go. Okay, Littlefoot. Littlefoot leaves, tells Ducky since Petrie is crying too much, and then leads Ollie away.
Crying too much, that little bitch.
Yeah, what a little runt.
Get over it. Why can't
get
you let
over
the
it.
past be the
Fine.
past?
Hey, Petrie, do you want to hear the story of a little bitch that got asteroided because he wouldn't stop crying?
Yeah, wow, Petrie. It sounds like we need to test if you can breathe sand.
That thing with your uncle, that happened 5 minutes ago. Get over it.
Get over it. He's not here. I'm here. That means I'm better than him.
Actually, I mean to say this diegetically,
Anyway,
but in the movie
squiggly
he was
line.
banished for 5 years, so I guess they would be teenagers after if he came back after his banishment. So wanted to share that.
Sorry,
things would be
in the
less
movie
awkward.
he was banished for 5 years.
Yeah, he saved Ducky.
Toronto?
Yeah, for 5 years, but it was Toronto. Yeah, but it was very unlikely he was going to survive.
So
yeah, pretty much it.
So, like, what if he just, like, flew around in circles over the herd's head? Like, what are they gonna do?
I mean, there are other flyers who could attack him if he showed up.
All right, the whole point was that he was the biggest, baddest one.
Yeah, well...
I think we need Tyran to kill him with sand.
They outnumber him. Yeah. I think we need to clip this guy's wings and throw him
and dunk him in some
quicksand.
sand.
Okay, this one turned out real short.
Can Precious breathe sand?
Oh well, the next 5 chapters will be romance. One for each couple. So I'll see you then. Bye bye.
Okay, well, I guess let's see what USMC saying Tom has for. Oh no.
We're finally
I was hoping this was going to be Tyran and Harp.
Continuing Zane's cooking romance.
Oh god, I was hoping it'd be Tyran and Harp, but it's Pytree and Ducky. Why are you spelling my name Pytree now?
I'm edgy because my uncle is dead.
Tyran, chapter or Ducky and Pytree.
Beautiful.
This chapter is too good to have a number.
It's really great when you've got the like placeholder there, chapter, and then you've got a blank space for you to put the number in. That way we all know, right? You know, so he doesn't know if you should start the story with chapter blank, so he has that placeholder there.
It doesn't need a number because it's the chapter of all time.
Yeah, for sure. The land
Chapter
before
one.
time. Yeah.
After Littlefoot and Ally left, Ducky kisses Pytree.
Bad.
Awful.
What the
Terrible
fuck? Timing. Don't do that.
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
This is an insane conversation.
Now I got to do
little bits of this.
Now I got to do a Now comes a moment in my life where I have to romance a Ducky doing a romance scene. That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
Do not worry, Petrie Tyran. Everyone has Tyran's last name.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the wedding Lord of the Rings when Samwise McGee added hyphenated Tyran when he married?
Yeah. Samwise McGee Tyran.
Petrie Tyran. Yes, exactly. Do not worry, Petrie Tyran. With what he's been through and everything else, only sees violence as an answer to most problems. Yep. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. All he sees is someone to kill.
What do you mean? Do not worry. What does "do not worry" mean to you?
Actually,
all you said was stuff I should worry about.
Don't worry, this guy's
Clemens,
just a sociopath. Yep.
Clemens, don't worry. He's coming to kill you right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I have no worries. He tends to have violent outbursts.
Yep.
Pytree sniffles.
Me now, Ducky. Tyran only do what he think, right? He solved everyone's problem if Trono never turned good. But Tyran must not think of other feelings when he do something like that.
That's
I don't know where I'm going with this voice.
Relatively insightful for USMC saying Tom. So, okay.
Yeah, I like how he acknowledges he only solved the problem if Petrono never turned good. There was a possibility he would stay good, but...
No. No, it's better if he's just dead.
Wait, what if Tyranno's actual scheme was to throw Petrie a killer bar mitzvah? and he just ruined a loving relationship.
No, now we'll never know. We will never know.
Why don't we go for a swim to cheer you up? No, not a question.
Okay, Ducky, we swim.
Ducky, holding Pytre's wing, leads him towards the river. At the river, Ducky darts around, dodging as Pytre flies around and lunges at her. The adults sigh and move away to give her to room.
Fucking kids.
Oh my!
You know, the adults are thinking, we could just step on these little runts. But fine, we'll let them walk around.
But it's too much effort. They deserve it's
fine.
This new woke ideology. I don't want to get cancelled.
First, Pytre zooms down and she goes underwater. He hits the water and bounces a bit before pulling himself back into the air.
he hit the water.
Wait, what do you mean bounces?
Right.
Ducky now manages to grab hold of Pytre's legs and he lifts her out of the water.
Why would you pull someone out of the water by their legs? I mean, I guess swim technique is really a dinosaur's main concern.
And Ducky is...
Frankly, it doesn't matter what they're doing or why. It doesn't matter what they're doing or why. It doesn't matter at all. Why are we writing this? This isn't even romance.
I'm sure it's gonna get romantic. Maybe. Hey, hey, Ducky, can sustain flight.
They fall into the water and poke their heads out. Ducky giggles.
Looks like we should work on that, Petrie, so you can hold me up. Yep. Yeah, when I'm a fully grown adult, you need to be the size of a goddamn skyscraper. Quick, to the pterodactyl.
Yeah, me could take you up high on romantic heights.
I'm not sure about way up high. Even when you get good, there's still a chance of falling. But I would like to go more places that you can go.
In that sentence.
So, say again.
When did you learn what a comma was? He learned a comma. He started using commas, but not that often.
It's the power of romance.
It was when yep showed up. He started using commas.
The power of love.
I would have accepted yep without commas, by the way.
Ducky is pioneering language, my friends. So you want to start, Pytre?
But Ducky, if me get real good, me could easily take you way up there and you no worry about falling. I feel like I'm slowly turning into Carl Wieser.
Yeah, you are, and it's great, and I love it. And also, I think this conversation's slowly turning into like an OSHA compliance meeting. They're just talking through the safety of flying. Like, can we do something romantic, or are we just going to talk about it?
I'm actually more afraid of the romance thing that's coming up. So I'm not sure what's going to happen next, but I don't want to.
I guess so.
Don't want to find out. I know, but accidents happen, and you've said so yourself that way up there. What was that sentence? No one knows. The wind could suddenly change and you might drop me, so when we go up, go only as high as you normally do, okay?
Oh,
okay. So fly?
Fly, but don't fly extra high, I guess.
So fly.
Oh, okay, me do Ducky, so let's go. Me do Ducky. We're not at that stage yet, Pytre.
Do not do tier 15.
And holds back more giggles when Pytre has a hard time of moving them.
Okay.
They manage to spend about an hour on Pytre's strength so he can try to hold Ducky up.
Sure, that's how that works.
So they do a training montage.
So
afterwards, they get ready to start chasing each other for their break when a loud roar and scream stops them.
Who says this? I have no clue.
Ducky.
This must be Who says yep?
Oh no!
And then there's no line break. Maybe this is part of the story. I'm guessing this is supposed to be an author's note.
No, this is the author literally shows up
Speaking
at the
from
great
the sky.
value. That's why Ducky went no.
The clouds part. The clouds part, and his face sticks in with that silly smile, and he says,
Well, I am really disappointed in myself, but I guess on paper and on computer and a lot different.
"Oh,
So the chapters
buddy.
with these two and Spike with his mate may have to be a little short for now. But if I can think of anything for them, I may write a different story or something just for them, like first getting together or something.
oh my god."
Why?
Saying, Tom, no one's making you write this story. And if you don't have ideas...
don't have a chapter for every romance. Just get back to Tyran or something.
Yeah, just... No one's making you write this, man. And if you don't have any ideas for it, then don't write it. It's okay.
But anyway, sorry about the long wait. Mom had no internet for a long time, and her house is the only one I'm allowed on the internet now.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, it's like
Except
him
for
or his
school.
troop leader. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his CO or his
Except-
mom.
Except for school, but I can only read there now, putting any up. So hopefully I can get back on track with the stories now. Thanks for reviewing, and hopefully Ellie and Littlefoot, Sarah and Tops, and Tyran and Tarp will make up for it. So sorry for the very short chat, but a lot has happened. I've begun writing a new one for this category. I better go and let you review. I should have the next one up soon, hopefully.
Okay, that's pretty hopeful. And you know what that means.
USMC said Tom isn't your commanding officer, so you can't review his story because he told you to.
That's true.
He doesn't command you,
He
so
didn't
you
command
can't.
it. Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry,
Legally,
that's
you
just the rules. Otherwise, we will have Tyran kill you.
Yeah.
Okay, chapter 8 with a great title. Sorry.
That's what you love to see.
Yes, we love
Okay.
it. What's gonna happen
I'm
now?
so sorry about this, but I've decided to read you the story.
That is something to be sorry about, yeah.
I've become better at writing with my other stories I've been doing, but I'll be leaving
Okay.
this one up as a reminder of how I used to be.
Ooh,
There was only going
okay.
to be one chapter left anyway. And now redoing it from the start, I can change a lot of things and make it better. So keep an eye out for the revised version. Thank you for reading this story, and maybe you should check out my other stories.
Okay.
Is that... Okay, so his other stories...
He's
I
advertising
guess.
the other ones.
Yeah.
heard
Lestat
your
the
advice.
Little Thief. A Jackie
Just so you know, I'm looking at his author page.
Story.
On his author page, it's actually titled Lestat the Lil Faif. just so you know. Okay.
A Jackie Chan adventure story that revolves around a half-vampire thief named Lestat and Jade.
Cool.
So the vampire thief is called Lestat and Jade?
Actually, it's
That's
Lestat,
because they're half
Tyran, and
vampire.
Jade Tyran. Yeah.
Actually, I think it's because they're a half-vampire. The vampire side is named Lestat and the human side is named Jade, or vice versa.
Or maybe he changed his name legally to Lestat and Jade so that his company sounds more professional.
Oh, this next one. Fight for Heart. I know not many people like Care Bears, but I grew up watching the cartoon, and despite being over 21, I still like the old series. Yes, we gotta do that.
I'm skimming this
Yes.
story, and I gotta say, one of the things in the description is crazy. He says, the description for Fight for Heart reads, what weird creatures this druid has. They look like heartless cousins. What could this mean? I got a little suggestive at one point, but it was covered up pretty well, I hope, but still up the rating in case.
Oh my god.
I'm very excited to hear about that.
29,000 words. Holy shit.
But this story...
Oh, man. Alright, I guess you guys aren't covering it. Wow, you poured a lot of work into that.
Oh. Also, don't like the new ones that much. Wait, how many words is it?
29,000?
Oh, yeah.
Like 30,000 words, yeah.
But this story is about a group of cousins who fight monsters instead of teaching others to care. It does have the other bears and cousins in it, as well as including the first 2 movies.
Okay, so you didn't understand Care
movies.
Bears.
Yeah.
You really
like
fundamentally
Care Bears.
didn't understand Care Bears. Like, the whole point of Care Bears is that they care
Yeah.
instead of fighting. Bears can be traditionally violent, and instead they use their heart and love to solve their problems.
They're literally the guys that go to a divorced kid's house and make him feel better. Yeah, I love the fight scenes of them just standing there shooting their
I only watch Care Bears for
stomach
Dark
lights
Heart.
out.
Bear guns.
Oh, it's
I think the divorce story would be better if the Care Bears beat up the mom and dad. They should beat up the mom and dad for the crime of divorcing, so they can be one happy family again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it says including the first 2 movies, so I wonder if he just has like whole chapters that are just the plots of the first 2 movies happening with his OC Care Bear cousins just being there.
No, maybe one of his chapter is just nonsense, but if you Base 64 decode it, it's actually a Care Bears movie 1.mp4.
Yeah. I guess I can include a teaser of the new version.
Oh, man. That's exciting. Hi, who are you?
The young Freehorn's tail wags as if the raptor wasn't deadly. The Freehorn's sister just stays behind her brother. The raptor, confused, tilts his head.
My name is Tyran, and you really shouldn't approach me, or any that look like me.
The 2 Freehorns back up slightly, seeing his teeth, but they remain curious as to what he's doing.
You're a Sharpteeth? Why are you just laying there? Shouldn't you be looking for food?
Now Bjorn, confused.
Sharpteeth sleep as well, guys.
Uh-oh. Read this next sentence.
Now Bjorn, confused, Tyran stands up. The Freehorn kid's only a bit smaller than him.
Smaller.
I've eaten already, and if I hadn't, then you'd probably make good meals.
The 2 take a step back.
Wandering away from your herd's protection. That is what gets you killed when my kind is around. And now...
Tyran inhales, then exhales in a screech before turning and running.
And then he runs away. Why does he run away? I'm not really sure.
Because he's all teeth and no bite. He's just edgy, but he doesn't have any strength.
No, that's why we gotta read the story to find out.
There is no story.
It's true to the original.
Oh.
It's true to
There's
the original.
no version
Bear,
to
so,
the
the original
story.
Tyran. So
Yeah. Do you think... I would say his writing style did improve.
Yeah, it did.
It improved, I would say significantly, because I'm seeing more body language that wasn't there before. But I still don't understand this dialogue. Like, I think one of the core problems with Tyran as a story is that his character sucks.
Yeah.
You know, like, Tyran as a character kind of sucks. His characterization isn't great. So, like, if he was a different character, you might enjoy it more. Were we going to look at the reviews?
Yeah.
Are there any funny ones?
sure, let's do
I
that.
don't know.
Seems
There's
to
a lot
be
of guest reviews and...
Yeah, but it seems to be the chipmunk standard of just the same 4 guys leaving a review on every chapter.
I mean, to be honest, that's more of like a fanfiction.net thing. You know, it just kind of lumps all the reviews together.
Yeah.
Somebody on my 11th birthday left a review.
Noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them look pretty normal.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Okay, so
I love
chapter 7
Talicus.
was-
Sorry, I love Talicus saying, "Can't wait for that female raptor."
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so by power of deduction, I figured out that chapter 7 was in 2005 or earlier, so there were like 4 years of pause before.
Oh,
but-
wow, yeah.
So we update.
Wait a second. Hold on. I gotta read this Talicus review from chapter 6. Alright, you finally added that female raptor I've been waiting for. Remember, a good writer has his characters talk to him in his or her mind. What does that mean? Every good writer should have characters with telepathy? Oh yeah, because if Lord of the Rings was missing anything, it was Tyran and telepathy. So that was
I
this
think that about
story.
sums it up.
Yeah,
found
if you
out,
leave
the
any
lore
reviews, we
behind
will dump you in
asteroids.
the quicksand, but you won't notice it until we tell you afterwards about it.
Uh-huh. And you're gonna have to fake your own death to come back from that. And we'll see what happens
Yeah.
about that.
You're gonna have to,
Check
I don't know, fly
us
out the water?
on Discord, and we have a request form in the description below. And always remember, you are the alpha, they are the cuck.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having me, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for being here.